The Duke of Edinburgh in the UK, Prince Edward, visited Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the president was painting his own government in bright colors, saying that his own economic and institutional reforms in Nigeria are calculated to equip Nigerian youths with globally competitive skills to secure their present and future life. Everybody is expected naturally to praise himself or herself. So President Tinubu has not deviated from that, praising himself and using highly commendable terms to qualify his own rule over Nigeria, saying that his own economic and institutional reforms are designed to equip Nigerian youths with globally competitive skills. And then you ask yourself, which economic and institutional reforms is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu doing? Which economic and institutional reforms? Economic reforms of fuel subsidy and all other subsidies are gone and sinking Nigeria in worse debts than ever. Due to which businesses are collapsing, and because workers are also poorly paid, producers who have not gone out of business are having terribly low patronage, because the purchasing power is not just there for salary earners, or especially under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because some state governors are even paying better salaries, better minimum wage than the government, the federal government run by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, eulogizing himself of involvement in economic and institutional reforms to equip Nigerian youths with internationally competitive skills to secure their present and future life. Economic reform, institutional reform. When health and educational institutions have to embark on strike to press for better welfare, I hope that the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Edward, should know better. Yes, because he has come to Nigeria because he's interested in Nigeria. And I hope that he has not come for the selfish interests of the UK. Because this is what normally happens. If the Prince of Edinburgh, if the Duke of Edinburgh were a hard person, he would have asked President Tinubu, so now that you have started institutional reforms, how far with the reform? Because we are now more than 2 years in power. How far with the reform? And I hope that henceforth you will no longer go overseas for medical treatment or medical care like you have been doing before becoming the president, and like your predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, did throughout his 8 years in power. And you belong to the same political party, the so-called All Progressives Party, retrogressing Nigeria since 2015. Economic and institutional reforms. Which economic and institutional reforms are possible under war? Because Nigeria has been involved in war with the Boko Haram Muslim community since 2009 till date, to which the so-called All Progressives Congress under the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari added S-men terrorism. And now President Tinubu, for maximum looting of Nigeria's oil wealth, declared fuel subsidy and all other subsidies gone, and now claiming to be involved or to be doing economic and institutional reforms. Contradiction in terms. At any rate, Nigerians, for all I know, don't see any economic or institutional reform, but degradation, retrogression of institutions that are badly run because of the economic disaster engendered by Tinubu's policies and actions. Policy of fuel subsidy is gone. First claim of fuel subsidy in an oil exporting country. So, and unrepentant war against the Boko Haram Muslim community. Also condoning herdsmen terrorism, grazing of cattle in agrarian fields. But at any rate, there is no economic reform. What we see is economic degradation of Nigeria, because poverty is worse than ever. Hyperinflation is worse than ever. Insecurity is worse than ever, being fueled by the mass impoverization policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So I hope that Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, will access this video, or you, my listener, will forward it to him, so that he can know from the horse mouth, a Nigerian who is living in Nigeria and knows it all, that what we see is economic and institutional retrogression, degradation, and not economic reform, and that education is not funded as it used to be, and that the person talking to him, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, rather than funding education, is asking indigent students to come for loan, while claiming to transfer funds, Nigeria's funds, to indigent households, rather than developing the economy and making businesses to thrive, engage people, enrich Nigerians. No, businesses are collapsing. That's the fact of the case. The rate of inflation is unbearable for Nigerians since fuel subsidy is now sold at exorbitant price and is affecting all other areas of Nigerian life. More so, fuel subsidy is gone, electricity subsidy is gone, education subsidy is gone. What is left to boost the economy? More so, workers are paid less than living wage. So that is the story of Nigeria. For benefit of doubt, our own side of the story as common impoverished Nigerians.